There we go.
Greetings, I'm Barbara J. Faison, your Mindfulness and Meditation Ambassador, and we're here with part of our series that is called Conversations About Meditation. Today, I'm honored to have a conversation with one of my group members, Pam Zika. Pam is a photographer. She is a swimming teacher. She is the mother of a 24-year-old daughter who's about to graduate law school, and she's been married for almost 30 years. Pam is also the founder of a group called Nature Through the Senses. And I love going in there. She says it is a respite from the news where you can take a break to return to your senses. So I'm talking to Pam today. Pam is also a swimming instructor. She currently teaches students with special needs, including nonverbal autistic teens, as well as others. So we're just going to delve into some questions with Pam. Pam, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today on this conversation about meditation. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor. And I'm just so happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you. So, the first question is, how in the world did you get into meditation and when did you start?
How did I get into meditation? Probably in 2012, I met a intuitive named Dorinda Gay, and we went to Sedona. And that was like the coolest because all the vortexes and all the energy out there was a little overwhelming. And then I started listening to Deepak Chopra's 21-day meditations. And then he brought on Oprah to kind of, I guess, boost him up a little bit there too. And then I kind of went on and off. I've been trying to get back into my meditation practice and was really not doing much, probably for 6 or 7 years. Mm-hmm. It's been a really long time. And then, then I met you on Facebook through our Circle of Women, and life has never been the same. I Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I lifeguard, so I can't catch you live, but I go to the replay as soon as I can. Tuesday and Thursday mornings, I catch you live, and it's a hoot. You make me laugh. We have all the pips in there, being so supportive of each other. And it's just a fabulous, fabulous group. And I'm grateful that I'm in your group. And it's really
wonderful. And I did not pay her to say that, by the way.
It really helps me to stay consistent because it's something to do every single day. And Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock on Zoom, I cancel everything else to get to you. Because I like winding down with you, even though it's a struggle for me to wind down because my mind is always going. And for me, I like walking in the grass in my yard. I walk in the wet grass. I even walk in the not thunderstorms, but I've walked in rainstorms without thunder. I walked around the neighborhood during the pandemic last year. I would just take off and walk in the rain. I love the feeling of being wet, and my husband and my daughter thought I was a little crazy, but I liked walking in the rain. Obviously not walking in thunder and lightning.
Right.
Heavy storm.
Wonderful. Well, I also have been to Sedona. Sedona is a beautiful place for all kinds of energy. And I went to Sedona back in the 90s. So I'm dating myself. And you're right. The energy there is really powerful. So what would you say has been the most surprising aspect of your meditation practice?
Learning how to not be hard on myself and to take it a day at a time and to be in the present.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah. How's that going?
Into the future. It's going pretty well. It's been a bit challenging at times because I'm looking into the future of, are we moving when Caroline gets done with law school and finds a job? We're going to move south, or we're going to stay here. So I try to live each day to the fullest and stay in the present. And that part has been a challenge, but it's getting better. It's getting better with practice. Everything's a practice.
It is. One of my favorite lines is just practice.
Especially with a musical instrument, anything,
Anything with your mind, managing your mind. Meditation is just managing your mind, right? It's a way to manage your mind. So what would you say for someone who is interested in getting started with meditating, but not quite sure how to do it, or someone maybe who is trying to have a more consistent practice? What would be some thoughts you would share with them?
To start off slowly, to let your mind wander and not to try to stop the thoughts from coming and going, and not thinking, oh, I have to sit here and, be like in a completely shut off the mind feeling. You want to let feelings come and go. You want to see what's gonna happen when, just. And I've got friends that don't really know where to start, and they always say, "Oh, I'm too busy to meditate. I'm too busy." We have a half an hour with you 5 days a week, and there's replays. If you're so busy and you can't make it at 6:30 a.m., there's replays. They're there for you whenever you need them.
And
And just to
they
not
say,
yourself.
they say in the meditation community, if you don't have 2 minutes to meditate, you probably need 20.
Yeah, and memes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've seen those memes. I want to just share, this is a lovely photograph that Pam took, and she sent me this as a note card. So I hope you see how beautiful it is. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
rose that
That's
she
Noni
sent me,
Rose.
Noni Rose.
Yeah.
And she does wonderful photography. She was also a swimming instructor. I would like to know how you view those lenses through a meditative practice, because I view that as very meditative, especially swimming. Do you find
Yeah.
yourself in any type of meditative zone when you're swimming or teaching swimming?
When I'm teaching swimming, yes, because I need patience, especially for the nonverbal autistic kids who it's amazing watching what they do. We had a student come yesterday. He's 8 years old, and he got in the water with a life jacket in the shallow end, and he just was like looking everywhere. His eyes lit up because he hadn't been in the water in over a year.
Mm.
And so he was just going underwater a little too much. So I was like, you got to come up for a breath. But
Mhm.
it's amazing just to be in the water and to be knowing that they can't speak, but they're connecting to their bodies with water. And it's just,
Mhm.
it's a really awesome thing to see.
Yes, I have not been in the water in over a year.
Oh, do
I
you have a
know.
local gym near you with a pool that's open?
I need to find that out, because when I moved here, we were looking for that, but at the time I had a gym membership, so I would just go do water aerobics. But
Yeah.
I don't have that membership anymore. I need to look. They were doing they were setting one up, but I don't know if it ever completed
Yeah.
being set up. There are some others in the area, and I'll probably delve back out there at some point in time. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
still kind of laying low.
Yeah.
How would you say the last year, of course, with the shutdown and everything going on with coronavirus, how would you say that's impacted your meditation practice?
It's kind of the being out in nature for me has been the most powerful blessing of all.
Mhm.
When I started the Facebook group, I didn't know how it was going to come out, and I just wanted to show people my neck of the woods, because I go live and I walk through the woods by my neighborhood, and I try to bring people on through that. And there's also a group called Ornitherapy on Facebook. It's a group that started Holly Merker and Richard Crosley, and his daughter Sophie wrote a book. And it's, if you get it through their website, crosley.com, you don't have to pay shipping, which is
Mhm.
really great. And I've been doing that every day. Also, the book has been, it just gets you sitting in nature wherever you are in nature. You don't have to identify the birds. You can just listen to the birds. And then after a while, you can learn by their calls what they are.
Yeah.
And I do that every morning. A Carolina wren and the robins, and different seasons, you're going to have different birds coming in. The robins aren't around in the winter. The robins are the first sign of spring, you know?
Okay. Mhm. Mhm.
So, and nature, how does it change over the year? I've been more calmer. I'm learning how to
Okay.
talk slower, which I'm hyper because my day started at like 5:45, and no, not today. Today was 8:30. But I have my interview with you, and then I go back to teach at 4:15.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I just, how's it changed? I think it's just been enhanced by finding you, honestly.
Mhm.
That has real, and Insight Timer, Rest
Yeah.
Easy Sleep Well, and Calm app. Somebody gave me the Calm app as a trial, and I forgot to cancel it. So now I have it $69 for the year. But my favorite one is Mandy Moore from This Is Us.
Okay.
She's really good. And there's a few other celebrities like Matthew McConaughey's in there too.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
but the problem I have that I need to figure out, and maybe you can give me a tip, is I try to listen to it going to sleep, but then it's too overwhelming in my ears. So do I
Mhm.
do it an hour before bed? Like when you're on at 9 o'clock on a Saturday, I'm in
Mhm.
bed, like laying in bed going, oh, what do I do? Because I want to
Mhm.
fall asleep, but I don't want I don't, like, after we get off the call, maybe I just turn off the phone, turn off the iPad, and not listen to anything, and just try to sleep. because I'm trying to listen to an app to help me go to sleep, and it just wires me more because I'm trying to listen to the story,
Yeah,
and that the story and the voices are supposed to have you help you go to sleep, but my brain wants to listen to the story so badly that it's doing the opposite for me.
got it.
It's not helping me sleep.
Well,
So
something to consider, and depending upon how your bedroom is laid out. For example, my bedroom is right next to my bathroom, so
yeah,
I will put my phone, if I'm listening on the app or something like that, I'll put my phone in the bathroom because that's where I charge it.
yeah,
And you can also, I have like a wireless speaker.
yeah, I do too. But what does your husband do? Like my husband won't listen to it. He's like, turn that off. Like we're not.
Oh.
That's why I
Well,
have earbuds in my ears.
yeah. Well, I think in a case like that, you may just have to go to sleep someplace else if you really want to listen to it and not have it in your ears. Because I don't have earbuds in my ears when I do it,
Yeah, yeah.
because I don't want to sleep with earbuds in my ears.
But what I would,
They do have those. They're called sleep phones. Have
yeah.
you seen those? And they look like a headband.
Oh wow.
So it's
Oh, I
not.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're a little pricey. I had some, then I lost them when I was traveling
But
once.
but
But it's not actually in your ear like that. It's like a headphone, and
yeah,
so you might try to find
yeah.
something soft like that,
But if
and
I
then
can
that way you
listen
can get a
to
good
it before I like not immediately before I go to sleep, because they say to be off your devices an hour before you go to sleep, shut them all off. So
Mhm.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to journal because I like journaling in the morning and at night,
Mhm.
and what you said in your what was I listening to when you said when you wake up in the morning to not go on your phone within 15 minutes. I was listening to something today that you were talking about where
Mhm.
you appreciate, like my morning is 4:15. I don't even have to set an alarm anymore. The Carolina Wren out of my
Mhm.
closed house. You can hear it
Yeah.
through the window. So I listen to
Yeah.
them. I lay in bed. I I thank God for the day, first and
Mhm.
foremost.
Mhm.
And then I have been journaling, and then I go on my phone. So
Okay. It
yeah,
sounds like you've got a good process down. So
yeah,
if it's
working.
working for you, go, you have to do what's going to work for you versus what
Yeah,
someone tells you to
yeah,
do. I mean, because you're right. Like in the morning when my husband gets up, he's up at 4:30. So I will put on a couple of things on Insight Timer so the phone is there, but I don't usually go to sleep with it. And I really don't go back to sleep after he leaves because I've got to be up by 6 something anyway
yeah. To see us.
for meditation.
Yeah,
So, I think playing with things until you figure out what works for you, and then to give yourself the grace of knowing that things may change. At one point
yeah,
in time, you may do something different and that may feel better. So,
yeah,
learning what feels good for you in the moment, which I always
yeah,
talk about, right? Being in the
yeah,
present moment. And that's really what it's all about, learning to be with what works for you in the moment.
yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to share with people? So tell people where they can find you. I'll put the details
Yeah.
in our links, but
Okay.
if they want to join the Facebook group, just remind them the name of the group. And if
Yeah.
you have a
It's
website,
nature.
go ahead.
It's nature through the senses,
Okay.
and it's a private, open group. And then I have water safety with Pam, which is private and hidden because I have children on there. And then
Mm-hmm.
I have Pool Pam 1 on Instagram. And
Okay.
then Photos by Pam Zika is my public Instagram where I show my photos that are for sale. And pamzika.crotonarts.org is my site where people can actually see a video of me. I had to make a video 30 seconds or less, which was really hard to do, and holding a phone at the same time for advertising.
Okay.
So, because the group that I joined, Croton Council on the Arts, in September of 2020, usually has an outdoor festival, and they couldn't. So we had an online festival, and we had Broadway Cares, and we had people from Broadway playing music. We raised $900 for Broadway Cares for AIDS, people with AIDS. So that was really
Beautiful.
really cool. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, probably none of this would have happened for me. I know you've been around for, when did you start your Slice of Silence?
August 30th, 2018.
Oh, wow. So you were way before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So that's cool. But I'm glad. I mean, there are definitely silver linings to this whole thing.
Always,
And
always look for the silver lining, and everything is purposeful. So it happens as it's supposed to. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I found you and that we connected
Yeah.
and that you're part of our group. Thank you
Yeah, me
so much
too.
for sharing your videos and all of your photos of the different beautiful things we see out in nature.
Yeah, but also working on a YouTube channel. I don't know how to do that because I'm trying to come up with a name, and maybe Nature Through the Senses, because for me, it's not all about the photos that some people
Mhm,
want to put on. It's how you touch, like if you're in the grass with the wet grass, what you
mhm,
smell, what you taste, but you
mhm.
want to make sure you don't forage things that you're not supposed to eat. You know, you got to be careful, don't poison yourself, and
Right.
feeling the wind on your skin and just being outdoors,
Yeah.
because that's with ornithotherapy. It's ornithotherapy is healing through nature and through the birds and watching the birds. And when I had my bird feeders up April to October last year, or April through April, you kind of got a pass because the birds in April can take care of themselves. But that's
Mhm,
how almost all my pictures were taken, were my bird feeders. But now
mhm.
I took the bird feeders down because there's worms, there's bugs, there's trees,
Yeah.
and they can fend for themselves. But it was really tough because I miss seeing them. I had the birds
Right.
right outside my window, and now I have to like search for them. And but it's good for them to not habitualize them
That
for
makes
food.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I had 3 deer in the middle of the winter come up to my bird feeder, and that was really bad because they couldn't find food. They were foraging, and it was really tough. But
Yeah.
there's a group called the Nature of Westchester, the county that I live in, and they are like, no, don't feed the deer. You can get arrested for feeding
Mm,
for feeding white deer in some places because they have to
wow.
learn how to fend for themselves.
To be out in nature. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But this
Yeah.
has been a real pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So thank you for watching. And if you like this, feel free to like, subscribe, and then leave a comment. And we'll be back with more conversations about meditation. I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
And
Barbara.
all
Thanks.
right, Pam. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.